Dear children, I hope you could have completed your diary entry. Now, the second part is notice writing. That is also you are going to write in your composition note. Right? Today's date, exercise number. This is fourth one. First one we wrote formal letter, then informal letter, then diary entry, then notice writing. So this is exercise number 4 for you, right? Shall we move? So children, what is a notice? So you all have a notice board in your class, isn't it? So what is notice? Fantastic. A notice writing is common in organization, maybe in school, colleges, in office, government office also we will have notice writing. So individual notice writing is common in organization or in individuals to announce celebrations, death, sales openings, or issue any public instructions. For everything we need notice writing. So it is very important for you to learn about notice writing. It is a very useful tool for the communication and transmission of information. Right? So now it gives us short information to the audience about an event. Whereas diary entry we are writing elaborately. Either you want it short or you want it long, it is your wish. But a notice writing has to be very precise, right? Only 50 words. How many words? Only 50 words. A notice writing is written in order to inform people or peoples in a school or any other office about an event or an activity, right? It could be about a competition or an exhibition or an inauguration, whatever it is, okay? But in future, it has to happen in future. For that only we have to write notice, not for the past one. Whereas diary entry, we are writing for the past event and future what you are planning that you will write. Okay, notice writing, it is an information for the future. Any other activity, especially in school, like excursion, meeting, or any other show, all these we will write notice. Notices are means of formal communication. Whereas diary entry is informal communication, notice is formal communication targeted to a particular person or group of persons, right? It is like a news, inform to people about some important event. It can be an invitation of meeting also, or announcement, issue of instruction, or any functions, something, whatever you want to inform officially, that can be informed using notice writing. It is generally written and displayed in a public place. Okay, so notice board will be there. 4 house notice board will be there. In class we will have 2-3 notice boards. All that is for other children to see, other people to see, right? So it is generally written and then displayed at a public place where it is accessible to all. Everyone has to come and see that. So they can be pasted on notice boards. If it is meant for a wider audience, it can be even published in newspaper. Suppose there is a vacancy in our school. Then what they will do? They will give an advertisement in a newspaper, right? That is also considered. The government, when it issues notices, must publish it in national or local papers. The example, one example of the notice is given here. It is a City Library Association, Springfield, right? What is the exact content is rules for library is to return the book within 2 weeks. But actually book number 6472 stands charged to you. Card number also they mention had taken from the library, book from the library, book number is noted, card number is noted. Card number is given for each and every person, right? So that book was taken on February 2nd, 1999. Still they didn't return the book. So for that you are incurring a fine of 2 cents for every day's detention. If you think a mistake has been made, please notify us. A charge of 2 cents is made for sending this notice. So they are charging for delaying as well as to send this notice also they are charging. So this is an example notice writing. It was very precise and clear, right? Next, the different formats are used based on the different organization, different people. There will be variations in the notice writing, but it is actually specified formats are followed in schools. A specified format is followed in organization, government organization. All these they frame their own format. Okay, so most of us will follow a specified format that we are giving you. Name of the issuing organization. If it is not organization, authority. Authority is a person in charge. Right at the very top, you print the name of the person or the company name or an organization name that is issuing this notice. This will help the readers to identify the notices as important or unimportant to them. So by seeing the heading itself, they will identify whether I have to read this notice or not. Okay, next comes title. When writing notices, we mention the title notice. The word notice has to be there on the top. This will help to draw the attention. Okay, by seeing the word notice, everyone will come and see them. Notices are generally posted at places, right? Are published in the newspaper. So it is important that they do not get lost in the sea of information. So many sea of information here refers to so much of information. When you are seeing newspaper, nearly 1000 news will be there in a newspaper. For example, I am saying 1000 news. So in that, how you are going to identify your particular news is notice. So a bold title clearly mentioned helps you to draw the attention. Okay, then comes date. After title of the left hand side, we print the date when the notice have been published. Since this is a formal document, date is an important aspect, and these documents are recorded. They will file the documents, they will file the notice. Any problem comes, then they will show that this is the notice we sent on that particular day. Okay, so they will file this as a document. Then comes heading. Heading, what will be there? Appropriate heading for that particular notice. Okay, so what is the purpose of that notice will be mentioned. Then content. Body is nothing but content. After the heading, we will write a brief, very short and to the point, very precise and to the point. The content should be very, very precise. Okay, the main content of the notice features in the body. Then writer's name. At the end of the notice, we write the name and designation also, designation of the notice writer. The notice have to also be signed by the same person to lend it authority and validity. So, in diary entry, sign is not necessary, but here the sign and the name of the person is very, very important. Then, content notices should cover some important points, isn't it? That has to be communicated to the readers. And for your easy understanding, the content of the notice should have 5 W's. How many W's? 5 W's. What are they? What? What is the notice about? It should be clear. The notice has to mention it clear what is going to happen. That is an event. Or what has already happened, occasion. So this is the crux of the message and should be written very clearly. There should not be any ambiguity, any confusion. Right? Where specify. If the notice is about an event, then the location of such an event must be written clearly. The venue or the location are very important details. So, you have to include where, the place, venue in your notice. Then when. When represent time and date of the event. Okay. If it is possible, the duration of the event also has to be mentioned in the schedule. Next is who. This will be who the notice is addressed to. Who are all the persons supposed to adhere the notice. That should be clearly mentioned to avoid confusion. Whom. Final detail should be whom to contact or get in touch with. This mentions who is the appropriate person or authority to contact. Right? So, tips to remember. First is be precise. The length is 50 words. Formal form of communication. Language should be very formal, requesting, humble. Okay, keep the notice short and use simple words. And since the notice are fairly brief, it should be very, very simple. Use passive voice. Present your notice in a proper format in a box. So it should be neat and appealing to your eye. So this is the question. So first question. This has to be written in your composition note. You are Raman or Rama, the head boy or a girl of Golden Gates Vidyashram Senior Secondary School, Perambalur. Your school is organizing a tour to Rajasthan. Write a notice inviting students who want to join the tour. Put the notice in the box. So this is the question. The question has to be in your left hand side. Is that clear? Next is right hand side. The answers has to be like this. Write exercise number, date, and the top you write Golden Gates Vidyashram Senior Secondary School, and in the center you should write notice. Then write date. Here the date is given 7th July 2020. All the students will be pleased to know that our school is organizing a 5-day tour to Rajasthan as per the details given below. Classes 6 to 9. Date of departure is 22nd July. Date of arrival is 26th July. So those who are interested may deposit rupees 3,000 per head. The cost is inclusive of sightseeing, boarding and lodging at a 3-star hotel. Please do so by 12th July by Rama head girl or Raman head boy. So this should be the notice writing in your composition. Okay.